Hello dear students. In this practical we are going to see the passive cell balancing model in MATLAB Simulink. As the name suggests, it is related to the battery management system. So let me tell you that the future is electric vehicle, and battery is the one which supplies to your electric vehicle, because of the battery your electric vehicle is able to run. So it is very important that the health of the battery, the life of battery is maintained. So your battery is nothing but it is composed of a group of lithium ion cells which are connected in series and parallel in order to get the required current and voltage. So what battery management system does, it checks the temperature, it checks the SOC, that is state of charge, then it maintains the cell balancing between each cell. Each cell, each lithium ion cell should charge and discharge at equal rates, otherwise your battery will deteriorate soon. So in this lecture or in this practical we are going to see a very simple prototype in order to understand the passive cell balancing technique. As the name suggests, we are going to use passive element like resistor in order to dissipate the excess of charge in battery. So uh, this is one of the battery cell. There can be number of battery cells there connected in series and parallel. So if your cell is, any one of the cell is excessively charged, then that can be discharged using a passive element like resistor. So this is a basic passive cell balancing where you will connect a switch, and this is the discharge resistor. You will close this switch whenever your cell is excessively charged. So we are going to prepare, or we are going to create such model where the cells are connected in series and each cell is connected to the resistor across which your excess charge will dissipate, and this is an ideal switch, and this ideal switch will on and off according to the requirement. When this switch will be on and off, this switch will be on when and only when your capacitor is overcharged as compared to other cells, otherwise it will be open. Okay, so we are going to see how to do it. And most important thing that you have to remember is that the pulse or the gate signal to the switch or will depend on the state of charge. State of charge means what? If you say 60% battery, it means that it is having 60% state of charge. Okay, so this state of charge will decide whether to close this switch or open this switch. So it is very important thing that your gate signal to each and every switch will be decided by the state of charge of the battery. Okay, more the state of charge as compared to others, it will dissipate, means it will have to give the gate signal. Okay, so here we have created a function. I will explain you the function wherein we have dumped a program. In practice you can do it using microcontroller, wherein you will write a small simple program where you will write about how your SOC will decide the gate signals to this ideal switches. Okay, in practice you can use BJT, IGBTs and all that, but for simplicity we have just shown the ideal switch over here. Okay, so we will start with cell. Let us take a new this one Simulink model. Just hmm, yes. Let's go to library browser, find cell, scroll down. You are going to use what you can say or let me write a battery. Yeah, I require this. So here I'll take this. Yes, it is arrived. So now this is what, let me click on it. This is lithium ion type. Let me reopen this and okay. Let me open this and let me give the nominal voltage as 3.6 volt. Okay, so remember, mostly the nominal voltage of your lithium ion battery is around 3.6 volt. Let me give the state of charge as 60%. Battery response type, I will decrease the battery response type. I want a fast acting battery, so I'll take the response type as 1. And let us take the rated capacity of 4 ampere hour. So it will charge at 4 ampere per hour rate, or it will discharge at 4 ampere for a hour. Okay, and yes, apply and okay. Then I'll take two more such batteries or cells, and I'll connect them. This negative will be connected to positive, this negative will be connected to positive. Okay, and now I want to view the different parameters of these cells. For that purpose, I will go to bus selector switch. Bus selector, I will tell you what it does. Yes, this bus selector, I'll take it over here. I will rotate it. Okay, I will give this. Okay, I will give the input as battery. So what this bus selector will do, let me click now. Okay, this bus selector is having different signals in it as compared to your input. You have selected input as battery, so what are the signals that are available for the bus selector? These are SOC, current and voltage. So with the help of this bus selector switch, you can get these signals. So you can select any one, any two, or all of them. Okay, so what I will do over here, I will delete these signals. These are random signals that I don't want, and I'll take all these signals. I will select it, and so now I will be able to view all these three. So here you can see that I have three signals available with me, and I can view them using a scope, or else I can display it. In the same way, I'll take bus selector switch over here as well. So I have already done it for others. Okay, so here I'll take a scope. You can go to scope. I'll take this. I will rotate it. Now I want to view three signals. So how can I configure this scope? Let us click on it. You have this properties option. So if you click on this properties, number of input ports I will select as 3, and the layout should be like this. Let me click on layout. I want 3 different parameters to view differently in three different graphs. So I can do this, and that's it. So here you can see that, just let me back click over here. So here I will have three available graphs for these three parameters of a single battery. Okay, I will copy this scope for rest of the two things. Let me connect this signals, and once you connect you will understand that the first will be SOC, the second is current, third is voltage. So out of the three graphs that you see over here, the first will be SOC, current and voltage. You will see it once our simulation will end. Okay, so yes. Yes, so main thing is over. Now I want to take this ideal switch, because I want to dissipate the energy in the resistors, right? So I'll take ideal switch. This is very easy to simulate. I don't want to measure anything in the ideal switch, so I'll disable the measurement option for that switch. So I'll connect that switch to positive side. Okay, so I'll copy this switch for the rest of the two. And remember, we have to configure its gate signal as well. So as this diagram suggests, we have connected the switch to your battery. Now I have to put the discharge resistor. Okay, so let us take the resistor. You can take series RLC branch like this, and you can convert it into resistor. Okay, let me show you. Series RLC branch. Remember, take series RLC branch, not load. When you know the value of R, L and C, you will use branch. If you know the value of active reactive power, then you will use series RLC or any RLC load. Series RLC branch, put it, select only resistor, and let us take the resistor of let us take 4 ohm. Let me check what I have actually taken over here. Oh yes, okay. One more thing that I want to tell you is that instead of taking series RLC branch, you will take series RLC load, because here we know the power instead of the values. No, wait. Let me delete this. Series RLC load. Only select register. So I request all the students to actually read the theory. Frequency is 50 Hertz. Nominal VRMS. Let me take what I have taken here. VRMS is 1010 kilowatt. Okay, 1010 kilowatt. So no need to change the nominal voltage and active power. Only consider the resistance part. Hmm, so let me remove other reactive powers. Okay, let me revisit this one. Yes, yes, yes. The value is very less. Very less. Okay, okay. Yes. So, yes, now see over here, the voltage should be 4 volt, because the main thing over here is we are going to handle only up to 4 volt for a single cell, right? Because here a single cell is having a nominal voltage of 3.7 volt. So if you want to use the resistor, then it will be it will carry max to max 3.7, not more than that. 3.7 volt, not more than that. So here we have considered the nominal voltage for this series RLC branch or R load as 4 volt, and frequency, remember we are considering the cell, and it carries the DC direct current, right? So it will not have a frequency. So but if I put a 0 over here, it will not configure properly. So here I will put a random frequency of zero point 0.1 hertz, which is very less. Okay, why I'm doing this? Because if I put 0 over here, it will not work, because for series RLC load model, or this particular small model to work, I have to put some kind of frequency. I cannot put 0 over here, but I have to use it in this cell balancing technique. So you can put the minimal or nominal frequency as zero point 0.1 hertz, which is near about direct current, right? Okay. And active power is 1000, means your resistor of 1 kilowatt. You have connected the resistor of 1 kilowatt across each cell. Okay, across each cell. Now let me copy this one, and let me put the same resistor for rest of the cells, because I will have to connect a separate resistor for the energy dissipation. Then third, yes. So in this way, I have connected the switch and discharge register across each cell. Now I will have to give the gate pulse. How I can configure the gate pulse? This gate pulse will depend on the state of charge. Means whether I have to close this switch or open this switch, or whether I have to dissipate the energy or to keep the energy, will depend on the SOC. If SOC is more, means for example this is 60%, this is 50%, and this is 55%, what I will have to do, I will have to consider, or I will have to discharge all of them such that all of them will have only one state of charge. I cannot charge or discharge these batteries at different states. Even though you are buying the cells from same manufacturer at same ratings, you are using them in similar way, but in practice what happens is that your batteries which are used in the electric vehicle, they may charge and discharge at different rates, but this is the main problem which arises in batteries, and it deteriorates the battery, it decreases the life of battery. And battery is one of the costly element, and so we need to check for it, or uh, otherwise it can also create a harm to the person who is driving the car, because if your battery bursts, it can be dangerous. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll take a MATLAB function and I'll tell you what I'm doing. MATLAB function, you know, in MATLAB there are two parts in MATLAB. In MATLAB we can do different programmings. In Simulink you create the models, right? But in MATLAB there is a user defined function, there is an option called as user defined functions. Means in program you use ready made functions like print, uh, what you can say, input, output, and all that, square root, sum. These are the ready made functions that are created by the MATLAB MathWorks. But you can even create your own functions. Okay, you can create your own function as per your requirement. You can call that functions anytime in the program or in the simulation. So in MATLAB simulation, I will have to create a function. I will show you the functions that is there in this MATLAB function. I will copy this function, because if I start writing it, it will take a lot of time. So let me put this in my MATLAB function. And what is this MATLAB function? Your MATLAB function is nothing but your, let me configure it first. Let me create go to and from block first, then you will understand. I will give it a name as SOC1. This is the SOC of first cell. Apply. Okay. Similarly, create SOC label for rest of the two cells. Just remember to change their name according to the cell number. Don't worry, you will understand everything. Okay, SOC for third cell. Okay, and I'm going to take it over here. Let me save it. So I have saved it. Okay. Okay. So here I have created. Okay, extremely sorry. It was closed. Let me open it. Kindly wait for a 5 seconds. I forgot to save it. Okay, no problem. What I'll do is I have a program. I'll explain that to you. Don't worry. So what we are going to do is in that program we are just going to say that if anyone of any cell is overcharged as compared to other two, you have to discharge that through that discharge register, or it is called as a bleeding register. Okay, you can also call it as a bleeding register. So let it open. It is actually a heavy software, so it takes a time. Mm, yeah. Just let that file open. So I'll explain this model to you. It is very easy to understand. I don't know why it is taking a lot of time. Be patient. Let me open some different thing. Mm, yes, thankfully it has opened. So what we have done up till now, let me close this thing. So in the previous thing, we have taken the three cells, and through bus selector we have taken the SOC current voltage of all the three cells. Then we have connected the switch, ideal switch, and a bleeding resistor across each and every cell. Okay, and this is the, we have taken SOC and we have given SOC to my function block. Means my function block will decide that which switch has to be open or close according to the SOC. So let us see what is there in the function block. Yes, as you can see here, your function has 3 inputs and 3 outputs. Okay, 3 inputs and 3 outputs. As you can see over here, U is what? Input, and S1, S2, S3 are output. So output is a function of input. 3 inputs, 3 output. And here we have just defined, we are going to define here the input are integers. Okay, in the same way you do for C and C++, int a, int b, like that. So u1, u2, u3 are the integers, and this is the main thing and very simple thing. u1 is battery 1, u2 is battery 2, u3 is battery 3. Okay, so now first case, if your battery 1 is overcharged as compared to other two, means your u1 is greater than u2, u1 is greater than u3, your first battery is overcharged as compared to other two, you will connect the switch to first battery. Why you need to connect the switch to that battery? Because that switch is discharging the battery, that battery, because if this battery is overcharged, I don't want it to be overcharged, then I will connect the switch and I will discharge the excess amount. Okay, in the same way, let us see the program, that if and else. This is very simple statement. If your battery 1 is overcharged, then you have to uh, keep that switch on, otherwise you have to keep that switch open. And this is the first case. Then in second case, if your second battery is overcharged as compared to first and third, then you have to switch the second battery, otherwise you don't have to discharge it. And this is the second case, and same is the case for third battery. So what you can do, you can write it for first battery, that if u1 is greater than u2, or and u1 is greater than u3, you have to keep the switch one on, otherwise off. Okay, then if and else condition, you can copy this and you can do it for rest of the two. So this is how you can create your MATLAB function, and that MATLAB function is now deciding which switch has to close or open. Okay, now when you give this label to your SOCs of different cells, you can directly drag this one. When you go to this, you can see this blue color, you can drag the signal. This is, if this is go to block, then this is from block. If this is go to, then this is from. So what it actually does, you are giving the SOC to the input of your function block. You are giving the SOC to the function of to the input of your function block, and that function block is deciding key which switch has to turn on and off. Okay, so S1, S2, S3 are the switch 1, 2, 3, or the gate signals of the ideal switches 1, 2, 3, because gate signal decides whether to switch it on and off, right? So you can take go to block over here, take go to block from the library browser, and then you can drag it and you can put it over here. Okay, I have already done here, and you can connect it. Okay, this is, remember, this is from go to block, and if you drag it, you will get from block. On the other hand, this is go to block, if you drag, you will get from block. Okay, as the name suggests, it will go accordingly, go to and from. So you can do it for rest of the two. So I think without talking much, let me run this simulation for you. I have taken the stop time to be 500 seconds, because I want to show you exact discharge cycle. For that, I have taken continuous evaluation mode. You can even take discrete evaluation mode. So here you can take the scope in order to view the SOCs of different batteries, and even you can use the display option to view the values. So here you can see that your cell 1 was previously 60%, your cell 2 was 55%, and cell 3 was 35%. Okay, so what they did is that they discharged the overcharged cell, and at the end you can see that your final product, or finally your all the cells are at equal charge, that is at 25% charge. Okay, so this is how you can balance your cells using cell balancing technique. So here also, with the help of scope, you can view the state of charge of that batteries. Yes, previously your first battery was 60% charged, then it gets connected to the bleeding resistor, and then it is discharging. Next battery was 55% charged, and third battery was 35% charged. Then at last, after some times, they came at equal battery potential or voltage, and thus you can balance your cell. So this is how you can implement cell balancing in MATLAB Simulink. Thank you so much for listening.